Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, and you're looking for a women's only meeting, ladies only, you can start going down every Monday night at 630 8th Avenue in Huntington to the Point Cafe. Drenda will be hosting a crosstalk for women, exactly like the crosstalk meetings on Fridays, but just for women only. And then that's at 630 8th Avenue in Huntington at 7 o'clock every Monday night. Then Bell, of course, Bell has his crosstalk meeting, the Open Pathways meeting, every Tuesday night, same location, 630 8th Avenue, every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So I'm excited to hear great things about these meetings. We get clean and sober. We go through the process of the withdrawal symptoms. We go through the hell it is to get clean and sober. And then what? You ask yourself, what's next? What's this next logical step in my road to recovery? What's the next part of my evolution? I think those are fair questions. I mean, after all, we should all have goals and dreams and ambitions. You know, I didn't get clean and sober just to be clean and sober. I got clean and sober so I could be a better person, so I could be a better father to my kids, a better spouse, a better friend. You know, but I had to have dreams. I had to have goals, and I wanted a new life. I wanted a better life. That's part of why I got clean and sober, and I had to ask myself those questions. But we got to be careful when we ask ourselves that question of what's next, or what now? What do I do next? You know, because I think what happens is we miss the element of time in that question. See, I think we can ask ourselves that question too soon, and it can set us up for failure. And here's what I mean. Let's say I want a new life. I get clean and sober, and I want this new life. And so I start focusing on this new life, achieving this new life. And I'm 3 months in. Well, if I'm only 3 months in and I'm so focused on answering that question of what's next, I want this new life, I want this new life. I'm so focused on answering that question, and I haven't cleaned up my past from my old life, then I may just very well be taking my old life with me into my new life. How do you think that's going to work out? That could set me up for failure, right? Speaking of failure, if I'm too focused on my new dreams and goals and ambitions, but I haven't accepted the failures and defeats of my old goals and ambitions, I could be carrying that weight with me while I'm trying to achieve my new dreams, goals, and ambitions. And that could put me at a disadvantage. That could set me up for failure. I see this a lot. People get so focused on their early in their sobriety. And again, I think it's a fair question. I think you should be asking yourself these questions. But it comes down to the timing of when we try to answer those questions. I see people all the time. They get so focused on answering those questions, on their new life and their new goals. And they all of a sudden, they run into problems because they haven't cleaned up the past from their old life. They haven't swept off their side of the street. They haven't taken care of this or taken care of that. And it creates all kinds of trouble, and they get discouraged in their new life, trying to work towards their new life. They get discouraged and they give up. I think it's incredibly important that when we're asking ourselves those questions, and again, everyone should be asking yourselves those questions. What's next for me? I think it's important, though, to understand the timing of when we're asking ourselves that question. Likewise, I think it's just as important, or the inverse is true. I think if we're like, say, 6 years sober and we never ask ourselves that question, well, shit, that's how I become complacent, right? Because if I don't have any goals, dreams, and ambitions, if I don't want a better life, but if I don't want something else in life, I don't want something new in life, then I just become static and stagnant, and I become complacent. And I've seen complacency take more people back out into the madness than anything. Oh, I've got this. I don't need to go to a meeting. I don't need to go to the fellowship. I don't need to talk to people. I don't need to read a big book. No, I'm good. I can go to the bar and hang out with my buddies. Right? I got this. I hate it when I hear people say, oh, I got this. No, I don't. I don't have it. I don't want it. Complacency it can cost you. And it can drive you. It can be the quickest driver. I hear that all the time in the rooms. People always want to talk about complacency. So if we're not asking ourselves that question of what's next, that's also how we become complacent. So again, it's a timing issue. I think it's good as soon as you get sober to start asking yourself that question, but being aware that that question may not be answered immediately. when I first got clean and sober, my only goal was just to get through the withdrawal symptoms, just to make it to the end of my day being sober, just to start racking up the number of days I could count that I was actually sober. That was it. I mean, that was as far as I went, man. I mean, sure, I had an idea. I wanted to be a better father. Absolutely. I had an idea on that. I wanted to be a better person all around. Absolutely. But in the interim, I had to focus on just for today, right? But if we ask ourselves, and we get so obsessed with answering that question of what's next, I want this better life. Okay, that's great. But if I could become so obsessed on trying to attain that new, brand new life, and I haven't cleaned up my old life, I'm going to be taking my old life into my new life, which is going to ruin my new life. So I want to encourage you today, ask yourself that question, set those goals and have those dreams and have those ambitions. There's nothing wrong with that. You need that. Because again, if we don't have that, that's how we become complacent. If we don't have something we're constantly working towards, that's how we become complacent. And that's how we can slip back out into madness. Ask yourself those questions and develop those goals and dreams and ambitions. But just understand that those questions may not have to be answered right away. So I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to have discussed, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. You can actually reach out to us in the Facebook Messenger through the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page. You can email me directly, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. I'll take a look at it, see what we can do. Share this video with your friends. Invite your friends to the Recovery Classroom on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, a whole bunch of other ones. I don't know. So we'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.